Lafayette has plenty of special programs on campus, and John is going to talk to Chris Ruebeck, who heads up one of those. Here's John Leone.
Thank you, Gary. You know, one of the most interesting and exciting new programs on Lafayette's campus is the Dyer Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Surrounding that program are a number of other satellite programs. I'm here with Associate Professor of Economics, Chris Ruebeck, who actually, Chris, is the faculty director of the Entrepreneurial Center. And you've been recently involved with a very interesting program that's called the CEO, Collegiate Entrepreneurials Organization. Talk to us a little bit about it.
Sure, it's an interesting name. CEO is kind of cute, but really the focus is on entrepreneurial activity, entrepreneurial thinking, and various ways in which students might kind of connect with those ideas.
And tell us, recently you went to Tampa, Florida with a group of students, and it was actually a bit of a Shark Tank kind of thing, as I read into it, but it involved entrepreneurship on a whole different level. Tell us about your experience in Tampa.
Sure, it was a great experience for the students. They're part of a club, and this really is a student-organized club that gets together for various meetings, reasons, bringing speakers and things like that. And this conference allowed them to talk with other students that were involved in similar clubs across the country. It's a long-standing organization that they're involved with now. They also could be involved in pitch competitions, which is a big part of the entrepreneurial activity.
Now, was the student-run club, was that in existence before the Dyer Center, actually, then, right?
No, actually, it came into existence with the Dyer Center. Yusuf Dahl, the executive director of the Dyer Center, was involved with it when he was a student as well.
You know, I had a chance to sit in on one of the pitch competitions that we held here on campus. It's fascinating stuff. The whole idea of entrepreneurship, and I read in a Forbes magazine some years ago that per capita, Lafayette graduates represent, I think we rank like in the top 5 nationally per capita of graduates who either run their own businesses, are CEOs or directors or presidents. So that entrepreneurial DNA has been part of our student body. Do you find that in your experience?
I certainly do. I think actually over my time since about 2000 being at the college, I've seen a growth in students actually being really interested in pursuing their own goals, their own product or service ideas. Although a lot of them are interested just for the idea of how might I think like an entrepreneur, even if I'm going to go to work for Google or something like that.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is one of the pushbacks could be that how does a business program like an entrepreneurial program fit hand in glove with a college so strong in the liberal arts and so strong in the humanities. And as being a part of it, I've actually learned that entrepreneurship actually extends beyond the business model. I mean, there is social entrepreneurship and so many, it's problem solving.
It really is, and there's a lot of ways to problem solve. There's already a lot of ways that we do this around the college in various different departments, majors and minors, interdisciplinary programs. And even the really cool thing that I learned while I was there from students and other faculty members was that the entrepreneur programs, even at schools that have large business programs or are very focused on the business component, the entrepreneur program is outside of that business school.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because as the program was developing, I know that I've been involved with students who like Lafayette, but they were looking for a business program, and now we can tell them, no, we don't have a business program, but we've got something better.
Well, I think we've always had really great stuff at Lafayette for students to be prepared, whether it's English, whether it's psychology, whether it's economics, history, of course, engineering and things like this that are more obvious in a way to parents and students.
I'm sorry, Lafayette, Chris was teaching across the curriculum before it became in vogue. Tell us a little bit about how the entrepreneurial program does teach across the curriculum.
Sure. Well, we have a new class coming up in the spring that is called social entrepreneurship, and only a third of the students signed up for that are in economics or engineering, for example.
Incredible stuff. If you haven't learned about it already, we invite you to go on the college's website, learn all about it. It's a very exciting program. Chris, thanks for spending some time with us, and hope to see you back in soon.
Thanks a lot.
Gary, back to you.
All right, John, thank you very much, and thank you to Chris for spending a little time with us.